What's up, guys? My name is Zach Black. Welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk to you guys about this crazy energy from 2017. Now, this energy is the reason that, oddly enough, we're late on weekly wellness here. But at the same time, it was my fault, obviously. I was just going through kind of a crazy time from all that energy, and it really just put me into a spiral of old habits and all kinds of terrible things that I really didn't want to deal with. And it definitely didn't put me in a position where I wanted to record any kind of videos. And I just didn't want to put that kind of energy on the channel, you know what I mean? I know I get vibes from people when I watch videos, and the last thing I want to do is have, terrible vibes on here for weekly wellness. So it just wasn't right, And it was basically throughout the whole time that I normally would be recording, and it was like a week almost, and it felt like way longer than that, honestly. But I wanted to ask you guys if you have been experiencing the same kind of energy. For me, it's been like this week mainly. Since the start of the year, it's been intense energy altogether, different kinds of emotions. It's kind of the same old roller coaster. We've talked about that kind of thing. With the spirit coaster episode thing, and then on weekly wellness we talked about the highs and lows of spirituality in general, and it gets intense sometimes. It does, and this week was probably the most intense so far, and it returned a lot of old habits that I thought I completely got rid of because they weren't really great habits and they were preventing me from doing a lot, and they came back, and I don't even know why. I just felt compelled to revisit them, and some of them they just came back automatically, and some of them I intentionally just felt compelled to revisit. And these habits were terrible. The whole experience was really not that great. And strangely enough, during that time, while I was in the middle of it, I felt this like choice being given to me at one point, and it was, do you want to stay on the spiritual path or get off of it? This is your chance to leave it if you want. And I don't know, I thought about it for probably about 1 second and was like, definitely staying on the spiritual path. In my opinion, there's no just going back to zombie land. I know too much now, you know what I mean? Like, I'm too far into this to just go back, And to be honest, I don't think you really could, even if you wanted to, if you were at the same point that I'm at. Although there's always an option, I guess. So, I don't know, that was just kind of a strange experience. I've never had an experience like this, and that feeling didn't come from like my higher self or anything. That was something else that was kind of asking that question. So I don't know what was supposed to be going on there, but I definitely decided to stay on the spiritual path because why would what's waiting for me off the spiritual path? You know what I mean? There's nothing that I want in this world. You know what I mean? Like, this whole reality, I don't want anything in it, or really care about anything in it. And the only thing I care about that is present within this reality is the people within it. And they're not just in this reality. They're currently in this reality, but they exist in multiple realities. So there's no reason to be, attached to them in this reality because, we're all endless. We're all the same thing anyway. You know what I mean? So it's just, to me, it's just kind of ridiculous getting off the spiritual path after I'm already on it, So I'm not sure what the point of that choice was, since it just seemed so, I don't know, pointless. There just really seemed like there was no reason to even have the question. Anyway, there's audio thing is lagging there. There's no reason to get too caught up in these energies. I know they're terrible, you know what I mean? Like, time they come up, every time I talk about them afterward, I'm like, hopefully you'll be more ready for it next time. You're never ready for it. It's never it's never going to be pleasant. It's always a rough experience. If it wasn't a rough experience, then you wouldn't learn anything from it. And one of the things I learned from this experience specifically is about balance and discipline, and just balancing discipline and pleasure together, and how important that is. Because if you're just all discipline, then it's just robotic, and it seems to take a little bit out of your life, you know what I mean? And if you're just all pleasure, then you constantly have other feelings that aren't so great. I mean, yeah, it's pleasurable in those moments, but then after, you constantly have this feeling that you know, you're fucking up everything else, you know. And balancing the two is really what gives you that perfect feeling. You feel like you've had pleasure, you know, you've experienced some pleasure, which is always great, and then you also manage to balance it with discipline, so then you feel great because you're sticking to what you want to be doing, and it just creates the best feeling you could get out of both of them, you know. And I feel like, especially with me, I had a lot of trouble with this for a long time, and during that week, I was presented with a lot of old habits that I used to just overindulge in, and it was terrible, to be honest. I mean, whenever old stuff comes back up that I felt like I already dealt with, it's normally not a fun experience in general, but this one was exceptionally bad. In fact, I don't think it's ever been this bad. But it's all good, and everything is still moving forward. And thankfully today, literally just yesterday actually, I got over that energy. It felt like it kind of was passing through finally. Kind of made it out the other side, I guess. But man, being in the middle of that sometimes, it is really rough, but it passes eventually. You just gotta, you know, stay strong during it, I guess. There's not really any other way to deal with it. You have to go through it. It's just part of it. But what I took out of it was just balance everything. Life is all about balance in literally every aspect of life. It's about balance. Even if you're trying to eat healthy, you can't just eat one thing and be healthy. You have to balance it with multiple things, or a mixture of a bunch of things. Like, it's just, everything is balance. And that's just important. In fact, I almost want to make a whole video about balance now, because it's so important. So, anyway, that's about all I wanted to talk to you guys about. Let me know in the comments if you're having the same kind of crazy energy. If you got anything out of this video, leave a like. If you want to see more videos, we upload every single Wednesday for weekly wellness, as well as random videos throughout the week. So you can hit the subscribe button if you want to see those. Share the video if you want to. Whatever you want to do, definitely leave a like, don't forget. Anyway guys, more importantly, I hope you have a fantastic day, and much love to you.